Hello and welcome to Immigration Hub. This is the Do-It-Yourself Immigration channel. My name is Kuro Mendy, and today I'll be breaking down the Saskatchewan Immigrant Nominee Program. This is as part of our series to look into the provincial nomination programs in Canada. And like I have shown in one of my previous videos, the provincial nominee program is part of the express entry program, and it gives you 50% of the entire points that's available in the express entry program. Before I go ahead and dive deep into this, please, if you have not subscribed to this channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, hit the like button if you like the videos. If you find the information useful, feel free to share it with your friends, and if you have any questions, do not hesitate to comment below the videos, and I'll do my best to respond as soon as possible. And as usual with all my videos, I want to go ahead and dive deep into this. So for this particular program, the Saskatchewan Immigrant Nominee Program, because it's a program that's organized by the province, we will be going to the provincial website and not the anchor website of the Canadian immigration. So in order to search for that, I'll go to Google as usual, and I'll search Saskatchewan Immigrant Nominee Program and enter. So like I always say in my videos, watch out for the link that's associated with the results you get. We are trying to stay away from consultant sites or agent sites, and there's nothing wrong with them. It's just because our objective is to focus on doing this ourselves, so we don't want to use a consultant or an agent. So if you look at the first hit, that's www.saskatchewan.ca. That's most likely a government website. So I click on that, it brings me to this page, and this is the landing page. And what I like about this page is because it shows you two major things. It shows other information, but there are two key things that I look at when I come at this page. One is the browse SINP programs, or the 4 different programs that it shows here, and the second is the program selector. So this just shows you the 4 different major programs that are available for the Saskatchewan Immigrant Nominee Program. One is International Skilled Worker. This is for foreign workers that want to come to Saskatchewan. The second one is Worker with Saskatchewan Work Experience. This is for somebody that's already working in Saskatchewan, either with a work permit or as a student exchange, whatever. And then the third one is an entrepreneur. This is a foreigner that is planning to come to Saskatchewan as a business owner. And then the fourth one is farm owner and operator. This is for people that already own farms or operating farms overseas, and they are planning to relocate to Saskatchewan to buy and operate a farm. So these are the 4 programs. Now, under each of these 4 programs, you have sub-programs depending on your specific situations, and this is where the program selector comes in. The program selector, which is this one on the right, helps you to know which particular program, based on a series of questions that you answer. It will tell you which particular program will be suitable for you. So I'll click on that and let's see what comes out. I will just be answering questions, like simulating a profile, and it will, at the end, it will show me what my what program that I am eligible to apply for. So the first question is, do you have a current job offer? For this scenario, I'll say no. The next question says, have you been accepted into Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada's express entry pool and have an express entry profile number? I'll say yes. I have at least 1 year of work experience in, this is where you choose your profession. So all the professions are here, you look at it. I'll just say engineering managers for simplicity. And then it says, please check to see if your occupation is regulated or requires professional certification by visiting this link. So I'll just open this link in a new tab. So what's that question is asking you to do, because some professions, or most professions in Canada, are regulated by a professional body. So it's asking you to check if your profession is regulated, and if your profession is regulated, you will need to do the certification to get that professional certification in order for you to be able to find job in that province. So when we go to that tab, occupation in the express entry, it's showing you more information on the NOC matrix. In fact, just to skip all of this, let's go into the NOC database proper and see what is required of these engineering managers. So I will type NOC in Canada. Again, we're looking for Canada stuff, government website. So find your NOC, Canada.ca. Okay, so if you get to this, you see the different NOCs. But in order to find your NOC, you can filter by typing the, I think the title, engineering managers. So it came out there. If you click it, 0211, it's skill type 0. If you couldn't find your NOC, you know, so I've seen it, but this is not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for, let's go to the NOC website. So we're looking for engineering managers. Yes, this is where we're supposed to be. Enter your job title, engineering managers. Search. Something's wrong. So where is the, I got the code before. Let me do engineering manager and see what comes out. Okay, so engineering managers came out now. So if you click on that, it will now tell you everything, the different job titles that can fall under that category. Electrical engineering service manager and blah 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 blah. And then the duties, so the job description. And then this under employment requirements, that's where you see if it requires a professional certification. So one of the employment requirements is a bachelor's degree in engineering, extensive experience in an engineering discipline, and then registration as a professional engineer by a provincial or territorial association of professional engineers is usually required. So this is telling you that for that profession you need registration as a professional engineer. So you have to look at that province and find what the professional engineering association is and register, or try to register with that association in order to be able to find job when you get to that province. Now we go back to our program selector. This is just to what we did now was just to fulfill this part that says please check to see if your occupation is regulated. So now the next question is, have you completed post-secondary education, training or apprenticeship from a university, college or trade school that resulted in a degree, diploma or certificate? Yes, because this person, we are assuming he has a bachelor's or master's degree in engineering. Is your degree, diploma or certificate related to the occupation you have chosen above? Yes. So now based on this, it's saying based on your responses, you may be eligible under the following category: international skilled workers, Saskatchewan Express entry. Remember when we started, one of the program is international skilled worker, but under that program you have different sub-programs. So under international skilled workers you have Saskatchewan Express entry. So now the next button will say continue to eligibility points calculator. It's just for you to see what your eligibility points will be. Two things that are very important. One is the minimum point required to be in this to be eligible for this program is 60 points. Secondly, the occupation you have must not be an occupation that's in the excluded occupation list. I'll show you where to find the excluded occupation list shortly. But these two things, these two conditions need to be satisfied for you to be eligible. So let's continue to eligibility points calculator. When you click on this, it starts asking you question. Education and training completed. So we'll say master's degree, because for an engineering manager we expect something of that nature, master's or doctorate. Skilled work experience. How many years of work experience? This person should have had considerable work experience. So let's say he has 8 years of experience, work experience in the last 5 years. In the most recent 5 years he has full 5 years, and then extra 3 years from the last 10 years. And then we move further. Language ability. So first official language is English or French, depending on which one he or she understands. I will just say CLB 7. And then, are you bilingual in French and English? For this case, I'll say no. Then the next question will be age at time of application submission. So because I'm choosing an engineering manager, I'll choose 35 to 45 years. And then, so normally how this is supposed to work, it's supposed to total the entire point, but for some reason that's not working. But I'll manually total the points. So let's see. For the first, there are two parts to this questionnaire. So the first part, it has 23 points for education, has 10 points for the first 5 years, that's 33. Additional 3 points for the 6 to 10 years, that's 36 points so far. Language ability has CLB 7, which is 18. 36 plus 18, that is 54 points. And then age, he has 10 points, that is 64 points. So with this first part alone, he has 64 points. Now factor 2, which is the second part, is connection to Saskatchewan labor market and adaptability. So if he has worked previously in Saskatchewan, he will get 5 points. Then he will have to check this box. If he has previously studied in Saskatchewan, you get another 5 points. If he has a close relative in Saskatchewan, you will have 20 points. So that would have taken him to 84 points. But let's just, at 64 points, he has been eligible, is eligible to get into the pool. And this is to see eligibility, so you can see how to calculate eligibility. Now, let's assume that yes, he's eligible and everything. Now we'll go back to the beginning now and now submit. So let's follow this link that says ready to apply to the Saskatchewan Immigrant Nominee Program. So let's click on that and see where it brings us to. So there's benefits program categories. So we'll go under program categories. We have different programs, like I said. You see the International Skilled Worker, Saskatchewan Experienced Entrepreneur, and FAN, the 4 different programs grouped here. So for this particular person, we selected International Skilled Worker. So you click on that, and then we've assessed this eligibility. Now 64, because for this Saskatchewan Immigrant Nominee Program, it's also a pool-based program. So the first thing you do after checking your eligibility is you go into a pool, which is submitting an expression of interest. An expression of interest is showing that you're interested in being considered for the Saskatchewan Immigrant Nominee Program. But once you submit your expression of interest, it puts you in a pool with everybody that has submitted, and you start counting points again. And the maximum point that you can get here is 120. So if somebody already, you want to do everything to have your score as high as possible. Let me just double check. Where is that eligibility? Let me see the maximum points again, just to make sure that it's actually 120 and not 100. So if you get 23 from this one, and then work experience, you have 10 plus 5, that's 15, plus 23, that's 38. Language ability, if you have the highest, that's 20, that's 58. And then second language, if you get 10, that's 68. Age, if you have so the maximum points for factor 1 is 80, and maximum points for factor 2, yeah, so total maximum points is 110, not 120, sorry. Total maximum points is 110. So you want to be as close as you can to that 110 points. So if you have 64, you might consider writing the French exam. If you have relative in Saskatchewan, that would help. give you some more points. But after you've seen your point and you know that you were eligible for the International Skilled Worker Saskatchewan Express Entry, then you go down to that program and you see how to apply. You click on that. No, that's the wrong button, sorry, that's not the place to go. Sorry, you go to we've done eligibility. I've explained what the International Skilled Worker Expression of Interest is, so then we go to how to apply. So you see this place that says apply online to the SINP. This process is simple. One, you create an account, complete all the sections, scan and upload your completed application. So I click on it, it brings you here. So the first thing you do is, you don't have an account, you create an account. So I'll just create a fictitious account using my information, so that we just see how it goes. Now the first thing is select the registration type. SINP applicant or expression of interest candidate, yes. Continue. Online application, your application can only be submitted once it is complete. So you create your username, first name. What username should I create now? Anyway, it's a simple process from this point. I don't want to create a profile and leave it in the express entry system. So you create your username, you put your first name, middle name, family name, date of birth. Now these questions, the same questions that you have answered during the eligibility test, it will now start asking you for those questions, for the answers. You put those same answers again and then you submit it. Once you submit it, you're in the pool. And I think recently they've been doing their draws like once in 2 months. I believe that they will start doing it even more frequently. But the thing is, once they do a draw, and it's like the express entry draws, if the lowest score that's accepted is if your score is higher than the minimum score, then they will send you an email which is an invitation to apply. That's the time when you come and submit an application for the Saskatchewan Immigrant Nominee Program. And then when you submit your application, you submit all the supporting evidences to show everything you claim to have. So if you say you have IELTS with CLB of 7, then you need to submit your IELTS score, your WES report, and letter from your employer to show that you have that work experience. And they also have proof of fund, like how much money you would need to show, which is the same like the proof of fund that I showed in my previous video. And then once you upload all of that, they process your application, and once your application is approved, they send you an email telling you that your application has been approved and it will be updated in the express entry profile. So your express entry profile automatically gets updated, and then your score in the express entry profile increases by 600, which is more like a guarantee that in the next express entry draw you will be selected or issued an invitation to apply. So it increases your chances dramatically. So this is one of the first programs or sub programs I would consider to boost my chances into the express entry pool, So that's what I would recommend for everyone to try. In order to make this video not to be so long, I will be stopping this here. I know that this doesn't go as detailed as my other videos have been. If I try to do it to be as detailed as that, this video will be so long. However, if you have any questions, if you are stuck anywhere, if you're trying to do this, feel free to message me on the video and I will be able to support you to see how we can go past this. Until my next video, I want to thank you guys for watching, and I'm open to answering questions. Like I said, anyone that's already processing their application and has any questions, please do not hesitate to send the questions as a comment in the message, or I'll post my email address on one of the videos and on this video, and then you can send me an email directly, then I can respond to you. Remember once more to subscribe to this channel, Like the video if you find the information useful, share them with your friends and family, and comment if you have any questions. Until the next video, I want to say thank you for watching and have a good day. Bye.